Hi everyone. My name is Kingsley Idoko, right? And I want to welcome you to this video. It's just a video I'm trying to share on YouTube. It's about how you can, work with CSRO 9000V, which it has been there for a very long time. So if you're like me and you're new to it and you're trying to explore how the router works, that's pretty cool. um Basically the reason I'm trying to show this video is I ran into some issues, right? Because one of the reasons why I'm using CSR 9000V, of course we know it's a router with a whole lot of capabilities, especially for layer 2 type of services. The challenge we have with the normal CXRV router, which basically uses like about 2 gigabit of RAM, is that layer 2 services are not supported. It does not have like a data plane. Control plane is there, but it doesn't really fit into like a production router, the capabilities they have. So that's why I've decided to switch to CSRO 9000V. Is a whole lot of it needs a whole lot of resources to put up. Recommended when you onboard it is about 16 gig, but here I've actually downgraded it to 8 gig. I don't have 16 gig to put up 6 CSRO 9000V routers. Basically typically you run these routers on servers with a lot of CPU resources to use, but in this case I'm just a laptop I'm using. My laptop is running 64 gigabit of RAM. That's a lot, and it allows me to actually spin up these routers and use them. I'm allocating 4 CPU memory cores, right? 8 gig of RAM. I'm giving it 20 NIC interfaces, which are basically 1G interfaces. And yeah, that's all. So the image I'm running is 6531. Yeah. So in this video, what I'm really want to show you is how you can configure LACP. Like you want to bundle 2 interfaces. This is a capability that is, I think the only router that supports this right now is probably the CSR1000V, which is for the A1 case. But for the A9 case, the one we had wasn't really supporting it. The regular XRv router, because it only has, I think then you can even spin that up with 2 gig. But this is heavy. A lot of CPU resources needed. So in this short video, I'm just going to be walking you through how to set up bundling, right? In this case, layer 3 bundling. It could be layer 2 bundling. It should still work, right? Pretty well. But in this case, it's like a layer 3 bundling, because we're going to create a bundle and we're going to tie IP address to the bundle interface itself. We're not going to be creating sub interfaces, any of that. But if you look at this topology, I think maybe I should start from there. This is like a service provider environment I'm actually trying to build. I just started it yesterday evening. I'm trying to build a service provider environment. I work in a service provider environment, so so you can kind of get why I'm going this route. So I'm trying to build a service provider environment, and the ultimate goal is for automation, right? I've been using automation for quite a while now, but here I'm actually want to build a service provider environment where I could run some of my testing, right? Build it in such a way I'll be able to see what we can automate, all the services that service provider infrastructure supports, right? So but here I'm already just trying to build up the lab. I'm not even close to start writing my codes and testing them on this network. So yeah, but I ran into some issues and I felt like I should share that information with on the internet, right? So I've already put it up on my routers. As you can see, I have border router, 1, 2. I have the Kaya routing system. This is what we call the P nodes. They are not running BGP, they are just running IGP and MPLS. These guys are like the downstream Ps where customers could be provisioned and all of that. So it's just basic basic service provider infrastructure, right? But the actual goal of this video is to show you how you can bundle, lag interfaces together. So I'm just going to go right in. So if you want to see the whole topology, this is how it looks like. I'm still working on it, right? Still work in progress, but yes, I'm just setting it up. So we're going to be working with these two routers here, right? Interesting. So I've actually created it, it's working, but I just want to like show everyone how, if you're like me, try to test layer 2 services across this router, how it's gonna work, right? So I'm just going to restart it again, and then we can build it up back together. Now we have P node 1, CSR P node 1, which is this one that is at the bottom, and then at the top is the P node 2. If you want me to zoom it more, I think it's big enough for everyone to see. So let's get started. Yeah, so let's get started with it. I'm on this router right now. So let's see what we have. So show IPv4 interface brief. So yeah, so some of the interfaces are already have IPs assigned to the interfaces. Now if you look at these two physical interfaces, they are G00/1 and G00/0. Now if you look at what we have there, nothing. So show run interface G00/0. On those line cards we have nothing there, right? So let's start our configuration. So look at what we're going to do here is I'm going to say config T, right? So I'm just going to go right into one of these interface, then I'm going to say bundle ID 10. I'm just going to say mode active. Pretty simple, right? You want to add a description, you can. So description, I'm just going to put a star, say connection to CROS B node 2 or 2, just to give you an idea of what it's doing. Show config, it gives me what I want to commit, right? So I'm just going to hit commit here. Pretty simple, right? So for the second interfaces, which is also going to be 0, that's what they have. It's just same config, right? So you can give it a better description if you want. It's a whole same thing, So I'm gonna hit config again. Yeah, so we are good. So let's verify further. 0/0/1 0/0/2 means 0. Yeah, we have it. So let's create a physical bundle now. I'm just going to say interface BE10, right? So automatically they becomes part of the bundle. I'm just going to put a description there as well. I say just connection to the P node 2. If you want to put MTU, you always have to put this. If there's any other thing you need to put, which is not really relevant in this case, you can definitely do that. Show config gives me that, so I'm going to hit commit, right? So if I now come and say show bundle it's 10. Yep. So these physical interfaces are in the bundle, but as expected, we are not yet receiving LACP DUs, LACPs from the other end, so the bundle is not going to be up. So I'm going to go to we can just replicate the config, right? So show run 0/0/1. So we are running bundle 10 here. So we could do the same there. So here is going to be G00/2 and G00/3. So I'm just going to come here and say for interface G00/2, right? So here let's add a description. I'm just going to say connection to CROS B node 01, right? Very simple. Then bundle ID let's try 1010. Let's see what happens. I'm going to say mode active, right? So same for G00 slash, I believe the other one is 3. Yep. So I'm just going to put the same description. Oh, it's covered. So let me see show config. It's going to show me all of that. So I need this to blast this back on that interface. So show config. If you're new to XRv9000, you know you always have to verify your config before you blast. It's a mechanism to avoid configuration errors, especially for production devices. Yeah, so we're good, right? So let me just create the bundle straight up, right? Put the same description, right? And you know you can actually make description a lot better, like member interface for, you know, that kind of more better description. MTU 9000, you always have to enable like jumbo. Just you don't really need it in this kind of this situation though. So I'm going to hit commit. Yep. So we already got a log. Let's see what the log says. Sorry. Where's mine? Yeah. So the log says BM4 selection logic for bundle member G02 is in LACP loopback. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe we can check the log. But let's see now. Show bundle ether 10. Ooh. So as you can see, it's giving an error here that the system ID and key ID are the same. I'm not sure if for production routers you're going to get this error, right? But basically what this is saying, so let's see, let's say show logins, let's say last 10. I think you should see it there as well. So two errors we're already seeing here. First is complaining of MAC addresses being the same, and then it's saying, yeah, so there's also a log here that says partner member, the link as not aggregatable because it's a G00/2 is no longer active. Okay, so it's saying this is no longer active. Why? Let's see if we can get more logs. Let's say last 20. You see, is active and it's part of the bundle. Okay, there's really no log telling us about. Yeah, so I think this is the log I was referring to, right? You say member G00/2 is in a LACP loopback. So I think basically what it's trying to tell you is the way the routers are saying it is, let me show you the topology. The router is kind of said as though that this G00/2 is directly connected to G00/3, right? I'm not sure you're going to have this kind of error if you are, you know, if you are what do you call it, using production routers like physical hardware. I'm not sure you're going to get it. I've never actually had this kind of scenarios before, but they kind of look like they are directly connected, also like they are seeing the loop, right? So what we can do is let's try something, right? Let's try to change the MAC address. I'm going to say show bundle ether 10, right? So this is my MAC address. I'm going to modify it a little bit. Okay, so let's see if we check, is it the same with what this other guy has? So let me grab this show command, come here and do the same thing. Wow. So I'm just using admin. I think that's the default it comes with admin. So I mean, to prevent, I'm just going to set the exact timeout on the console, right? I'm going to say exec 00, so we don't have to be relogging in multiple times. So yeah, so let's also check what we have here. BE10. Okay, so 01E7905530. So it looks like the MAC addresses are the same, right? So we need to, let's change it a little bit, because I mean you saw the log actually that says, oh, MAC address duplicates, right? So let's try to fix that. I'm not sure why it's that way, but I mean we can basically give it our MAC address. That should work. So I'm just going to hit this and tweak it a little bit. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna say CE, right? Just one alphabet is enough to make the change, right? So show config, then I'm gonna hit commit. Now let's see if we're still gonna have the same error. Show bundle ether 10. Yes, so the error is still there. So the error is actually still there, but are we still going to have let me say last 20 MAC address duplicate? I'm not sure we'll still be having MAC address duplicate, although it's still showing here. This is probably the old logs, right? So but we still have this error that says system system ID and key looks the same. So it looks like they're still seeing each other as a bit directly. It's like you are, you know, creating a loop, like bridging. It's not bridging now. It's like you're directly connecting a physical interface to the same port, right? So I have 2 ports. It's like you are putting a cable on this port and terminate it on this other port, right? And you are creating a bundle across it. I think that's what the routers are complaining of. I believe it's probably because of the Pinent environment I'm using. I'm not sure, but we can fix that. Let's change the bundle ID, right? Let's change it to something else. So I'm going to say show run 0/2 show run interface G00/3, right? So I'm going to hit config T. Then I'm going to say for this, instead of 10, we're just going to change it to 20, right? So same for the other interface. Show config, it's still going to be the same thing. So I'm just going to put this here, and then I'm going to make this to be 20, right? So to overwrite what's already there. So show config commit. Oh, sorry, still 2. It should be 3, right? Yeah. So let's fix that. So 3. Yeah. So the bundle is now, bundle ID is now 20. Show config, and then we can commit, right? So error condition has been cleared. So I'm just going to say no, I'm going to delete the BE10. We don't need it anymore. No interface BE10. Show config commit, right? So we're good. So now let's see what happens. Show run interface BE20. Show run interface BE20. Okay, so let's create it. Interface BE20 20. Do you want to put description there as well? Yeah, let's put that. MTU 9000, right? Yeah, that's all. So show config commit. Yeah, so show bundle ether 20. Wow, we're good now, right? The model is up. It's up. It's fine. It's operational, right? We can also go back here and confirm. Show bundle ether 10, right? So that error, it's no longer there in this case. All right. So yeah, so what we just need to do now is test reachability, right? That, you know, we can actually forward traffic over this bundle. So this is the 2 bundle we just brought up between the 2 P node routers. So what we can do is, I think I already have an IP to allocate, so I'm allocating 192.168.1.120.144.20/30. So pin 1, so I'm just going to come here, say interface BE10, IPv4 address, right? It's going to be 192.120.144.21/30, right? So commit. Yeah, so that's fine. So let's verify. I didn't even do show config, show run interface BE10. Yeah, so the IP is there, so I'm just going to replicate this on the other end. Interface BE20, BE20. I'm going to put the IP in there. It's going to be 22, right? So show config, then commit, right? You know, you can always roll back, right? Because if I want to roll back a config, I can just say roll back, configuration, then you specify the config you want to roll back. So just in case you make errors, you can always do that. Yeah, so I think we are good, right? So let's do a test. BE20, that's my IP. So can I ping myself? Amazing. Can I ping the other end? Should be able to ping the other end, but let's see. So we can't ping. So what's wrong? Show bundle. Let's see. Show bundle. Bundle, it's 20. It's still up and fine, but we still can't just ping. Let's see if there's any log telling us what's wrong. Show login last 20. Wow, we're getting a whole lot of logs. Let's see if there's anything related to what we need. Show login. Yeah, so we still have the duplicate MAC address, right? So it seems the MAC address is still the same. I think this is just a lab related issue, right? Interface BE20. Yeah, so the MAC address is still the same. So let's just change this to B. Config T, interface BE20, right? Then say MAC address. So I'm just going to make some few changes to this. Just say CCE, which will be good. Show config, right? I'm going to hit commit. So that's good. That's good. That's good. So let's try it again. Show run interface BE20, right? So ping, right? This 22 works fine, 21 works fine. Yeah, we are good. So our bundle is up and operational. There are some situations where you might want to just make one bundle active, or you don't always have to do that. You can do that. So you can set the priorities to say, okay, maximum link that should be active, maybe it should just be 1 or 2, that kind of thing. I hope this was very interesting for you. I just decided to do it if there's someone out there that's also having issues with lag for XRv9000V. So one of the good features of this guy is has the ability to support most of the production capabilities, like bundling, auto VPN services. I'm going to be doing all of that. I'm still building this lab up, right? I'm still building it up. The reason why I'm building the lab is for automation, right? I want to start putting some videos on. I've been automating service provider for some time now, for maybe like 2 years. So I feel like I want to also start, showing, telling the community, how you can as well, do this a whole lot of automation within the service provider network, right? We're going to be using, mostly Python and Ansible to do these configs across these devices, and it's going to be very interesting. So watch out for me. Thank you very much.